Okay, this is section 4 of our NIE and Residency for EU Citizens course. We're going to look at how to apply for residency as an EU citizen, showing you how to complete the EX18 form. If you click the link here, it'll take you through to an online version of the EX18. As we mentioned previously, you cannot save the information that you input on this form. You need to input it and print off copies for yourself straight away. If for any reason you don't print the copies off and you delete the form, don't worry, load it again, complete the details again, and just print it off. Okay, so here you can see at the top, EX18. This is for applying for residency as an EU member. If you already have your NIE number, you can complete the details here. If you don't have your NIE because you're applying immediately for residency, don't worry about this section at all, and we will just go and complete the passport number. So we tick the passport box there and input our passport number. I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. As you can see, the numbers are all there. The next is our first surname. So we're going to complete the details that are in the course there. And the surname, we are going to use Smith. Again, second surname here, as the Spanish have 2 surnames. If you have a second surname, you can complete it. If not, don't worry at all. Here we have our first name, and we're actually going to use the first and second name. John, Andrew. If you just have one name, just put in John, that's fine. Next, it's your date of birth. And again, to remember here, the format of the date of birth. It's the day, the month, and the year. So we are going to put 01/02/1970. Basically the 1st of February 1970. Then we have the place of birth. Here we'll put London, and then the country of birth. Remember, if it's the UK, we use Reino Unido. Reino Unido. Then we have to input the names of your parents. If your parents are deceased, don't worry, all we need is their first name. So the first name of father, we have Matthew, and the first name of mother, we have Emily. It's just the Spanish way of administration. They call you el hijo de or la hija de, which is basically the son of or the daughter of, and they just use your parents' first name. Nationality here again, British nationality, again we use Reino Unido, the same as the country. Marital status, you have a few different options here. S is soltero, is single. C is casado, married. V, viudo, is widowed. D is divorced, divorciado. SP is separado, is separated. So for this one, we're going to say that we are soltero, single. Now it's your address in Spain. So in the first sentence, we're going to put Calle Los Olivos, which is generally the street name. The number, if you have a house number, an apartment number, and if you're in a block of flats, for example, your piso is your floor number as well. Your localidad is your local area. We're going to put Mijas. CP is código postal, which is your postcode, 9649, and your provincia is your province, which we are here, Malaga. Telephone number, if you have a Spanish mobile, let's just say 777-888. If you don't have a Spanish mobile, do feel free to put in an English mobile there and a contact email. Let's just put me@myemail.com. Okay. You don't need to worry about this section here if you're submitting your own application. This is a legal representative if you're not actually representing yourself, and this could be the case also for any minors. So again, all this next section as well, don't worry about this unless you're having somebody else present the application for you, which in this case we're not. the domicilio efecto notificaciones, if you are in an area where it's unlikely that you will receive the mail delivered to your house, for example, if you're living in the countryside and you have a PO box, a post box at a local post office or at a newsagent's, then you can put a different address in here. This just basically means that if the authorities need to get hold of you, that is where they will send the information to. Now, this bottom bit always confuses people. It's basically saying what type of application are you applying for. If in doubt, leave this blank and speak to the people at your local office. They will guide you on what you should submit, but basically you're almost going to be put indefinite here because you're applying for residency because you're planning on staying in Spain indefinitely. You might want to put the date that you first arrived in Spain, but for EU residents this isn't really that important. You can tick that you want the permanent residency, and then down the bottom here you just put the location where you're completing the application, the date that you're completing it, the 5th of March of 2017, and then in this box here is where you put your signature. You've got some explanations on the back here about what we've just covered, but the most important thing now is go to the top and print 2 copies of this piece of paper, this EX18 for your residency application. And do remember, it's vitally important that you have copies of all the documents that we've listed in this section of the course to prove that you have health cover, to show that you have other insurance if necessary, if you have income, if you have work. Read very, very carefully and make sure that you have copies of all the required documents. If in doubt, drop us an email.